Hey guys, welcome back to another video here on my channel. Today we're going to be doing a spring vlog. It's the beginning of May, it's the 3rd, and there's a lot of things that are happening around the farm, and I figured I'd just show you around, give you a tour. It's been a while since I did just a tour, but I think it's cool to kind of get a jump start on the garden tours and just show you, we start garden tours probably in June, because that's when everything's like growing. But what does the garden look like before that? And what are all the animals doing? What's happening in the greenhouse, in the garden, in the barn? Because there's a lot of stuff going on around here, and I figured it'd be cool to do a May spring vlog. So join me today as we walk around the farm and show you what's happening. Since we're out here, I guess we should start in the greenhouse. We got a couple seeds going. I got a bit of a late start on everything. Like I said in the last video, one of the last videos, I am so busy with work and life that it's just kind of got away from me, and time happened and I realized, oh, I really should have planted those. So we're a little late on our flowers, but it's okay. I was planning on making hanging baskets, and that still might be feasible, but it's a little late. So even if they do grow up, or if they don't, making some hanging baskets for just around here would be really good practice for future sales. And even taking those plants and putting them into my garden with the new teepee trellis that I built. Show you guys that in a minute. That's another thing that also we could totally do. Over here, this is really exciting. So this is my goji berry plant. I planted this last year and I stowed it in here over winter. Didn't water it, didn't touch it. This room has not had any snow in it, but it's been cold. We haven't kept it heated. It's just kept, the basic amount of warmth due to the shelter itself. But it came back this year. I really thought it was dead, but nope. My goji berries came back and they're doing good. And I'm excited to see them grow and get some fruit off of them at some point in the future. But let's move into the flower garden because we got a couple things going on in here as well. Tulips are up, which is really exciting because this is my first year being able to grow tulips. And with the tulips, there's also a lot of weeds. But my perennials are coming back, and so are my bulbs. So let me show you what's going on. As with spring, it is raining quite a bit here. But right now, the bulbs are not flowering anymore. The tulips they're all done. But in one of my previous videos, they were up, and I can even pop up a picture here of some of the bouquets I made with these bulbs. But yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be taking the tulip bulbs now, and I'm going to be pulling them from here and putting them in this space. I know it's kind of unfortunate because you really shouldn't move your bulbs. Once you plant them, you should probably just leave them. But after building this space was not my intention, at all, but it just kind of happened, and I actually am really happy with it because it gives me the opportunity to have a solid place for my bulbs in the spring, and then also leave it for a trellis throughout the summer. So this teepee trellis is going to be full of either morning glories or thunderbergia or cypress vine, one of those things that I've grown in the past that I just really enjoyed on here. And this teepee trellis is created completely from sunflower stalks, which is really, really cool. It's tied off with a bit of twine, but sunflower stalks holding it up, and then cut up sunflower stalks all the way around the edges. Really, really excited about this, and I'm very, very excited to see what we put on this. But that's what this section looks like. It's new. These used to flower when I had them. When I pulled them, they used to flower, but they don't anymore. So we might just go ahead and get rid of that tire too and make it all one big thing. These used to have bulbs in it, but I did already move them into here. I found some bulbs discounted at Walmart that I'm going to also take and put in here. There's some daylilies, some gladiolas, some elephant ear bulbs, all that stuff that's just going to really make this place pop. And over here I have some more bulbs that are coming up, and they're starting to flower. There's some daffodils that are finally coming through, and so that's really exciting. I have my perennials starting to show up down here. I think those are all weeds, but down here I have my perennials starting to show up, and I'm loving the green. I usually don't have plants in my garden this soon, so this is really, really cool to see all this green in my garden. because I haven't planted any annuals yet. The rest of the garden is still brown. It's really nice to see some growth besides, you know, just weeds in the garden. I wish I would have taken you guys on a tour a couple weeks ago, because it's really, we were in prime bloom just a couple weeks ago, but peach trees have already blossomed. And as you can see here, the apple trees still have a little bit of blossom on them. And yeah, everything's just really growing. We just had a lot of rain and storms move up the coast to our area. So we're getting a lot of rain, like a lot of rain, a lot of water, and it's causing everything to just shoot. I mean, we're talking, we have just hit peak growth, and it's amazing. It's really good to see that there's a lot of growth going on, and all the plants are coming back after winter, and they're healthy and they're thriving, and we got a lot going on here. So let's keep the tour going. Need to come out here and clean out this space really bad. This is our blueberry pen. It's getting to be pretty weedy in there. We have wood mulch down, a lot of wood chips, and it's all mulched up, but it has been overrun with weeds, and so it's getting pretty bad in there. I usually just go through and weed whack everything and just kind of mulch it even more, because pulling all that is not something I really desire to do. But yeah, there's the blueberries, and they're looking really good. There's a dead one over here. It's still alive, but half of it's dead. You can see there's still some growth at the top there, but the rest of it's all dead. So I might have to go in there and trim up those dead parts. That way it's not running all that energy out and just saves it for that one part. But blueberries are coming along. Garden still needs weeded. And guys, this is a part of the gardening process. My garden does not look amazing all the time. And even when I do these garden tours, it usually doesn't look amazing. I show you guys everything. There's weeds, and it needs weeded, and it needs taken care of. But by the next time we do this, we should have, you know, stuff starting to grow. We have some overgrown asparagus in here. That stuff has been blooming and growing pretty well over the past couple of weeks. Yeah, there's one. So there's a really good asparagus right there. Love these things. And they're really good raw. Have you guys ever had one just fresh from the garden? It's basically like a green bean, but like better in my opinion. I love spring. I love summer. I love any excuse to be outside in the garden. Oh, so exciting. Out here in the strawberry garden, and they're flowering. Strawberries looking really good. June bearing. In a couple weeks, we'll have strawberries too. All the chickens are doing well. We're laying eggs, lots of eggs. Everybody's doing good, so we're able to produce and sell, which is really good. So I'm really happy with that. Got some new chickens here. Don't know, I think I've introduced you guys to them, but if you haven't seen them yet, meet Handsome. That's what I named him. Don't judge. His name's Handsome. And his girl, who's right over here, Reese's Puff. And they're very sweethearts. And I love them. Reese's Puff and Handsome. Welcome to the flock. Coming inside the barn. Let's move into the brooder room. Show you what we got going on in here. Eggs in the incubator. I have a ton of quail eggs in here, and they have 14 days left. So I've been in the incubator for a couple days, and 18 days is the timer, so it's at 14 now. So they've been going for a little bit, but they're doing really good. There's some development in a few of the eggs, which I can show you guys that. So there's that. That is a northern bob white quail, and there's a lot more where that came from. So I'm hoping for a successful hatch, because we've been losing a couple of our birds, hens mainly, which is really unfortunate. And I would really like to get some more birds, because I like to keep my numbers up, and I like to keep the ratios at an even amount. While we're on the topic of babies, there's chicks in the brooder. And there's normally always chicks in the brooder at this time of year. They're really like cycling through whether it's, you know, quail or turkeys or waterfowl, or a lot of the times it's just chickens, but it might be meat birds or laying hens or just chickens for fun. There's usually something in the brooder around this time of year, and we have a couple in here, and I'm going to introduce you to two of them because they're mine, and I think you guys are going to like them. Alright, so I got two babies, and they are Polish. Oh, I got two Polish babies. I got a little black one, and then I got a white one. So I got two Polish, and they're going to be so cute. I've never had Polish before, so I'm really, really excited to see how they do. There's also a bunch of Cornish cross meat birds in here, which those are always in the incubator. There's literally never a time that there's not Cornish cross running through the brooder. Crazy. Now we're up in the loft. Showed you what's growing. Let's show you up here in the loft. The pigeons are raising up some babies. These are my fancy pigeons. So if you guys don't know, I have two pens, two aviaries. I have my outside aviary and my upper loft aviary. The upper loft area is for my fancy pigeons, just to keep them safer, out of wind, out of weather, all that stuff that could possibly cause them harm, and it just keeps them a bit more safer. These guys are a lot more delicate than your normal barn pigeons, so the barn pigeons are not in the barn, the fancy pigeons are, but I want to show you guys what they've been doing up here, because there's a couple babies on the way, and one's already here, so let me show you. This is the Capuchin trio. Right here, I have their baby, and literally right after they had this baby, like maybe it was a week or 2 years old, they stopped sitting on it, are still feeding it, but they went and laid 2 eggs. So they're now hatching those ones out, and they're taking good care of them. They're also taking good care of that one, so I haven't had to step in and take care of it, but those are the fancy babies right now. I'm really waiting for the Indian fantails, the American fantails, and the Poodle pigeons to get on it. This guy's all talk, but he never does anything. Huh. You're not doing your job. But I'm expecting to see some more eggs in here. And then your future Dennis is still being Dennis. No babies for her yet, but she's living the dream. Turkeys are in here. Meat turkeys. There's actually a bronze in there too, that's our first time having a bronze, but we got the white-breasted and then the bronze, and those will be Thanksgiving dinner right there. I think one of the most exciting things about spring is not just the growth, but also, like, spring cleaning is also really important, and it's actually really, it's an achievement when you get all the coops cleaned for spring. So I'm out here in the chicken coop, and as you can see, we got ourselves a very, very clean coop. If you guys were in here during, you know, all winter, my gosh, it's nasty in here. I'll clean out once in a while, but I keep the straw mounded just because it keeps it warmer in there, and the temperatures do get pretty low in the winter, so it gets pretty nasty in there. But with winter being gone, we have cleaned out the coop. It looks and smells so much better, and it's actually enjoyable to go in the coop. So definitely a plus there. Spring clean your coops. You spring clean your house every year, why don't you do your coops? So I definitely highly recommend doing that. The aviary, doesn't matter what time of year it is, it seems they just still lay eggs, so that's something that they've definitely been doing. Lots of new pigeons in here, if you guys haven't seen. There's 2 specifically that I don't think I've shown on here. These pigeons are still laying eggs, but I'm not letting them hatch them because I just have too many, and until I sell them, I can't let them hatch out anymore. So down here, just let me show you guys. I have these 2 new babies, and they're about ready to fly the nest. So it won't be long before they leave here. But they're pretty birds. Like, as you can see, they've got that stripe down behind their eye, and I haven't seen that on any of my pigeons yet, so I'm really excited about that. The genetics I've been getting from my pairs are really good. They are. They're really good, but they just keep hatching more babies, and the kids are not, they're just kind of existing. So I'm trying to keep the ones I really like while also keeping the genetic line somewhat pure, because siblings, Just not a huge fan of that. Bobwhite quail are still laying eggs, as you could see. They're in peak hatching season right now, and so that's why there's so many eggs in the incubator. So looking to get some new quail on the farm here in a couple of weeks. That'll be exciting. New pigeons are about to hatch. We've got birds, new birds. Let me show you guys the new birds. And wait till another video because we'll do a longer video about these birds specifically. But I'm going to give you a bit of a sneak peek. You can probably hear them in the back. They've been peeping all day because we moved them outside. And we're going to put a lamp upstairs. That way they're warm, even though it's really nice temperature right now. So I don't think they'll struggle for heat, but you can hear them. Do you guys have any guesses? I told you guys to guess in the last video, and I haven't seen any guesses yet, but let me show you what we got. Meet the geese. These are brown Chinese geese, and they're about 3-4 weeks old. And they're the cutest things. We love them lots, and we're excited to watch them grow. And if you guys want to watch a more extended video about them, stay tuned because I'm going to post one because there's been a lot of stuff going on with these guys, and also building their enclosure and their shelters, all that stuff. So stay tuned for that. But I figured this is a part of spring, comes with all the baby stuff, and figured I'd show you guys. Finally got geese. So like I said, there's a lot happening around here. Spring is one of the most eventful periods on the farm. We got things growing, hatching, we're raising, and just life has totally come to the property, and it's so thrilling, it's beautiful, and I'm excited to have you guys here along with me for the journey. So stay tuned for more awesome videos throughout this year, but this is step one. Welcome to the farm. It's spring, and let's get going through the year. It's a summer. Good grief, it's about to get crazy, but I hope you guys stick along for the journey. I'll see you guys in the next one.